Hey world, I'm Josh.
I'm Lauren.
Welcome to another episode of Let's Try Stuff.
Coffee edition.
Today we are trying a local coffee company, Deeper Roots Coffee. They're Ecuador Maputo. Bam. There is the information. I really like their branding. I think it's nice and modern, kind of Web 2.0, even though we're kind of past those days. That's an old term from an old person. The region is Pichincha. That sounds like a curse word. Pichincha. Pichincha. Ecuador. The farmers are Henry and Verena Gaibor, and it's honey processed coffee of a Típica cultivar. And tasting notes say strawberry wine. Strawberry wine. 17. You can tell how old I am. Orange citrus and chocolate. She's the singer in the family too.
Don't know it.
It's because you gotta be pretty old to know that one at this point. Country music. I forget who sang it. Maybe what's her name? That I feel like a woman lady. What's her name? Shania Twain.
Yeah, I think so.
It might not have been her. I can't remember. It doesn't matter. This is a coffee video. So, you know that I'm a big fan of the honey and natural processed coffees, so I've tried this and I've liked it. So if I brewed it lousy today and I don't like it as much, know that I have liked it in the past, and I think
something went wrong with the science.
Yes, and I think Deeper Roots is one of the, probably the best roaster in our area. Carabello, good too. Coffee Emporium, not so much. I like the place, and the coffee's fine, but they're not on the level of the other roasters.
It's more of a hangout spot that has coffee than a really great coffee place.
Right. Kind of second wave coffee, and these are more closer to third wave coffee places. Anyway, smell, smells like good coffee, not as sweet as a lot of these other kinds. You talk for a second. What do you get from it so far?
It's pretty bitter, but I like it still.
I brewed it in a Chemex, and I did take the water off a boil. They're pretty large beans. I think the beans smell really nice, and they kind of got that little, it's a lighter roast, but kind of that darker color that I think might be a result of that honey process, whatever honey process means.
I rather like it. I do get more of the strawberry than the citrus.
Okay, let's see. On top, I see some oils floating on top, which is pretty normal.
I do see a lot of that.
It's still a little warm, which is why there's bitter notes coming through. But you're right.
I don't get chocolate. I really don't get the chocolatey.
Well, I would say very, very dark chocolate, like straight up cacao kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe some wine notes too, and that sort of red wine, dark, earthy flavors, which isn't what I get when this cools down. This is one of those things that I see. This is why I pre-warmed the cups. I poured hot water in the cups. I don't really. I'm anti that process. I'm gonna stop doing it. I think it keeps the coffee hot too long, because this is close to 20 minutes after I brewed it.
Yeah.
And it's still too warm and giving me slightly more bitter notes on top. Because I brewed it the way I always do in a Chemex, and I've had other batches of this that were really sweet and delicious, which is what I prefer. But it just goes to show that the way you do things can change the cup of coffee.
Definitely. I still really like it. You know, it still is a really solid coffee. It just doesn't have, I think, as much variety of flavor this time around, but it's still really...
Well, now that I kind of broke through that first layer of oil sitting on top, it is less bitter.
It does become less bitter. I've noticed that too, actually.
Yeah, it was like there was a lot of oils floating on the top layer, and that made that first drink awfully bitter. Mm-hmm. And then it's starting to mellow out as I get down into the cup.
Yeah. No, I have really enjoyed Deeper Roots coffee. Mm-hmm. And I like their variety of coffee. I think they have a lot of different things to try. It's always been a pleasant experience.
No, if you're a coffee fan and you're in the Cincinnati area, that's definitely the place to stop, I think.
I just don't have a whole lot of opinions on this particular coffee. I don't know.
I'm really going to have to point to previous experiences where it really was more typical of a honey process, sweeter coffee. It has always had a little more bitterness than what I've been used to in like full-on natural process.
Yeah, it's not like a geisha.
No, it's nowhere near that light.
And I think that we've been spoiled a little bit by geishas.
Well, yeah, even the best cups that I've brewed with this have not been anywhere near that light. No doubt about it.
But I mean, we tried a geisha that had strawberry notes from Verve.
No, the geisha we had was from Ipsinto.
But
Verve was a natural process. We had their Lalo natural.
Yeah, that one had strawberry notes in it too, and I really liked that. And this is sort of reminiscent of that. Actually, I really like this.
It's very much mellowing as I get into the cup. It's sweetening up as I get down into it. So your options are power through it in the first couple of drinks while it's still hot, or wait 20-30 minutes for it to cool down.
Yeah, I think we should just wait until it cools down more, because this is sweetening up a lot.
I would say that I've had this several times now, and it's a really good coffee. It really is. It's my favorite one from them so far, from Deeper Roots. I think it was this bag was kind of full. It said 12 ounces, but it filled up more than my mason jar here, my quart mason jar. And most of the 12-ounce bags we get, all of the 12-ounce bags we get, don't do that. So I think this might have been a full pound, or like 14 ounces at least. But I think it might have been a full pound, and I paid $17 for it. So,
well, this is yet another good quality coffee, and I like seeing what Deeper Roots has next. I'm
really enjoying like the way, getting a feel for how these coffees change with time too. Like the way that heat affects the taste is really interesting.
Yeah.
You can sort of turn any coffee. I'm getting the feeling that you can tailor a coffee to somebody's tastes, even if that particular coffee shouldn't taste that way. Like brew it real fast and hot or something to make it more bitter, or slow it down and cooler a little bit to make it sweeter.
Yeah.
Drink it right away. It's gonna favor somebody who likes a more bitter cup. So I've rambled on plenty at this point.
We like it.
Yeah, it's a good coffee. This was not my finest showing on brewing it, but it's still a good coffee.
I don't know. As long as you don't burn it, which you didn't, clearly, I think that the quality of the coffee
it's improving with each drink, for sure.
And like you said, you don't have to brew it the same way every time.
True.
And the quality of coffee stands for itself, and
we haven't tried it. I think this would be really suitable to an AeroPress as well.
Yeah. I like using the AeroPress. I feel like I'm better at doing that than Chemex.
Yeah, I'm the Chemex guy. She's the AeroPress maker. Don't use a V60 though. I don't care what anyone says. That pour over sucks compared to a Chemex. It just does. I don't care. It's just not as good. Just use a coffee maker if you want to use a V60. Just buy a nice Techniform or Bonavita or something. V60's dumb. Chemex is great. Although Stumptown has a copper V60 that's really pretty, and I kind of want it. It's awesome. You should see it.
Really? I haven't seen it.
I'll show it to you. Look it up if you are still watching 10 minutes into this video. Look up the copper V60.
It's a long one on Skewtoob.
Someday I'll tell the story of that stupid name. It's not an interesting story, but it's a dumb name for what this channel
I did
turned
not
into.
understand when you first told me that the name was Skewtoob. I'm like,
Alright, this video is long enough, so I'll go ahead and tell you. It's real dumb. This was supposed to be a gaming channel. Skew is the name I always used for gaming and on the internet. Going back to 9th grade in geometry class, I learned about skew lines. And see, everyone thinks, it kind of works too. Most people think of skew, they mean like a graph, like it's skewed, or like you're skewing the facts to bend your way, which is more fitting for how I am now. But I learned about skew lines in geometry, and it meant lines that aren't parallel and aren't on the same plane. So I like that idea that I was on a whole nother plane and I didn't run parallel to everyone else.
oh, we're fancy up in here.
So it was real lame, but that became my handle. Back in the day, we used to call them handles on the internet. Not screen names or usernames or anything. That was my hacker
When
handle.
I was on the internet.
Exactly. Go back to 1995 and rewatch the movie Hackers, which is glorious. That was what we called our names. We was a handle, and I was Skew, and I kept using it. And in like 2006, when I started this channel and never actually put out any videos, it was gonna be for gaming. Because I was like 350 pounds and I played a lot of video games and I had a lot of fun messing with people, hooking up soundboards and trolling
I loved
endlessly.
soundboards so much. Dr. Phil one was the one I used.
I got really good at trolling people with soundboards on Xbox. I figured out how to hook my computer up to the voice communication, not some bootleg holding the microphone up to the speakers. I had it all connected. And it was hilarious, and it sounded very real. And that was going to be the basis for the channel. That's why it's Skewtoob. And I just never changed it, because at first I didn't want my name out there. I didn't want people to know who I was. Now I don't care if you know my name is Josh. It's whatever. Back then I didn't want it out there. That's what it became. Sounded like YouTube, Skewtoob. I went with the TOOB because it was like the boob tube kind of thing, because I'm stupid.
Because
the boob.
90s happened.
Yeah, basically, because I'm old and that was funny to me. So that's why this channel's called that, and I've never changed it, and I probably never will.
Welcome to a brief history of...
So thank you, 5 viewers. I know none of you made it this long, but anyway, that's the story.
Here it is.
And I'll reference this. I'll say go watch the Deeper Roots Maputo, Ecuador video starting at 9 minutes.
Sorry.
This video went so long that my camera stopped recording.
It said, no, we don't want this.
And neither did you. But there you go.
You're getting it anyways.
Now on, if I ever get a question, why do you call your channel this stupid thing? I'll say, watch the Deeper Roots video. Deal with it.
Now you know.
I'm so sorry for this horribly long video. Thanks for watching.
Tell us what to try next.
Leave a comment if you made it to the end. Put the word...
I survived this video.
Yes, I survived this video, and farts. Farts at the end. And that way we'll know that you actually watched this whole video. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Subscribe, because if you made it all the way through this... then
You're dedicated.
Yeah, you actually like us. You really
You really like us.
Bye.